This is a handmade aluminum pot. For centuries, artisans have made these pots by pouring molten aluminum through a small opening in sand molds like this. Aluminum pots are a staple in many Nigerian kitchens and are highly valued by women for their versatility, durability, and affordability. They're super lightweight and easy to handle, making them perfect for women who are constantly on the move in the kitchen. At this factory, aluminum pots and cooking spoons have been manufactured for hundreds of years. It takes dozens of people to make just one pot. Workers work all day long, casting pots in stifling heat, and they still have to stay extra focused and alert. Molten aluminum is extremely hot, and if not handled carefully, can cause life-threatening injuries. These artisans also face the risk of chronic respiratory diseases like lung damage and bronchial pneumonia due to everyday exposure to aluminum dust, fumes, and smoke from fires. And they have nothing to protect them. No mask, no gloves, not even footwear. Alhaji Malik has been in the business since 1975, and he says the government has not provided any meaningful support and the aluminum pot makers have been left to fend for themselves. The process starts with sand. Sand is spread out on a flat surface and leveled as much as possible with a plank. This helps to ensure that the pots are made with a consistent shape and thickness. Next, 2 equally halved pieces of aluminum are joined together by a circular metal rim that holds the 2 pieces in place. Then they are clamped on both sides. This is the shaper. Once they've been secured in place, sand is poured inside and compacted to form the desired shape and size of the pot. The sand serves as a mold and allows the molten aluminum that will be poured in to take on the shape of the sand. Then, a wooden framework and sand are used to surround the shaper. This is called flasking, and it ensures that the sand poured inside the shaper is compacted evenly, which helps to produce a uniform pot. After some time, the flask is removed and the shaped mold is immediately sanded with a fine sand to remove any rough or irregular areas on the surface of the pot. This gives it a smoother, more polished appearance. This has to be done before the molten aluminum is poured, to ensure that the surface of the mold is smooth and blemish-free. This step is very critical. It determines the final look of the pot, and any imperfections or variations will be visible in the final product. Once the mold has been properly smoothed, flasking is done again. The flask is a critical component of the casting process, and it provides a structure for the sand mold and helps to ensure the molten aluminum is poured into the mold in a controlled and safe manner. At this point, the flask needs to be assembled with extreme caution. Proper flask techniques can help prevent unwanted overflow or defects during the casting process, resulting in a high-quality final product that meets the desired specifications. Next, the gate is made. This is where the molten aluminum will be poured through. The gate is made by using a spoon to carve an opening into the sand mold. While this is going on, the molten aluminum which will be used to cast the pots is being prepared outside. Aluminum scraps are heated in a metal pot over a clay furnace. A hot fire is very important. This is why the fire is always covered. Covering the fire controls the temperature by trapping the heat, allowing the aluminum to melt more evenly, which is crucial for the quality and consistency of the finished product. Once the fire reaches a temperature of about 1000 degrees Fahrenheit, the aluminum scraps begin to melt. As the aluminum melts, it flows to the bottom of the pot while the contaminants float to the surface. The surface tension of the molten aluminum causes contaminants to rise to the surface where they can easily be removed. Empty soda cans and discarded aluminum spoons are also used to make this molten aluminum. The pot maker must carefully manage the heat source and the pot to ensure the temperature remains consistent and that the aluminum is fully melted. It is then taken off the fire into the factory. This stage can be dangerous, and Alhaji Malik says sometimes accidents happen. The pot is blazing hot when it's removed from the fire, and accidents are certainly not unusual. Sometimes the heat can be so extreme that the artisan mistakenly drops the pot or the molten aluminum spills over. But no one's wearing protective footwear or even gloves. Most workers rely on experience to stay safe. The molten aluminum is then poured into the mold through the gate, and it flows through the runner system to the main body of the mold. This gate and runner system helps control the flow of the molten aluminum and ensures that it fills the mold evenly and completely, taking the shape of the mold and forming the aluminum pot. Excess molten aluminum is scooped away to ensure that only the desired amount of aluminum is present in the mold. Excess aluminum can cause defects such as air pockets, cracks, or impurities in the finished product, which can compromise its quality and make it unsellable. But sometimes mistakes happen. In cases where excess aluminum is poured and it solidifies, the excess aluminum is trimmed off to refine the shape. The pot maker uses a metal file to remove any excess aluminum. For the pots that came out just fine, they still get filed to remove any rough edges or surface imperfections. The production of a high-quality pot comes at a cost. All the processes involved require the artisans to bend over constantly. This repetitive motion can place significant strain on the back muscles and spine, leading to pain and discomfort. To prevent backaches, artisans take regular breaks to stretch their back muscles. And even though the process can be simplified with the use of industrial machines, with a wage of $125 a month, they cannot afford them. With all of these challenges, Alhaji Malik says aluminum pot making is still a noble craftsmanship in Nigeria, and as long as he gets his refreshments at the end of the day's job, he will keep running his business. If you enjoyed this episode, do subscribe so you don't miss out on subsequent videos. Thank you for watching.